Okay, so far we have completed 4 modules, and this is our fifth module. Fifth module is related to requirements. So in this module, we are going to see everything, each and everything about requirements, like what is exactly a requirement and what are the different types of requirements, and how to prioritize the requirements, what are the qualities of a good requirement, and after that, how to conduct requirement gathering sessions, and what are the different phases in conducting requirement gathering. And after that, we will see what are the challenges and mistakes associated with requirement gathering. So these are the topics which we are going to cover in this module. So before starting this module, let me know the meaning of requirement in a general sense. Like with this word, what you can understand, like what is a requirement?
Need, I mean, let's say if we want to cook the, chicken curry, so we need chicken to make that curry. So that chicken is the requirement. Just
Exactly.
giving, yeah.
Okay, good example. And Shatabdi, anything you want to say?
Yeah, in general, or like yeah, for anything, like for example, if we're going to implement a project or something, then what is required for the project, and what sort of for benefit, like profit, to make profit, or in that case, like what should be the exact requirements for that project.
Exactly. So requirement is nothing but, if I want to say in general, for example, now your people goal is to get a job on business analysis. Okay. So for this, your requirement is to get trained into business analyst and to know the concepts of business analyst. That means uh, the particular activity which is mandatory to fulfill your objective is nothing but a requirement. Okay, so if you are going to do this activity, then your objective is going to fulfill. That is
Yeah.
nothing but a requirement. So in our business analyst terminology, IT industry has given 3 definitions for requirement. The first one is the condition or capability of the system must conform to. It means whatever the system we are developing or whatever the system we are implementing, that system should have the capability of whatever the request we are giving. So we are going to develop the system in such a way, whatever the request we are going to give, that system should accept that request and respond accordingly. And second one is the condition or capability required for a stakeholder to solve a problem or achieve an objective. That is nothing but we are going to develop or implement a system in such a way that it is going to strive for or to achieve the objective of the client. Okay, so whatever the requirements we are going to put in that system, all those requirements are going to help the client to achieve its objective. Then third one is condition or capability of the system and system component to satisfy a contract or a standard or a specification or the other forms of imposed documents. Okay, it is nothing but the system and system component should be in such a way that whatever the specifications we are giving, so those specifications should be accepted by the system or its components, through which the client can satisfy his objective or he can solve his problem. Okay, so these are the 3 definitions of requirement. Then coming to types of requirements, we have 4 types of requirements. The first one is business requirements. Second one is stakeholder or user requirements. In this, we are going to have functional and non-functional requirements. And third one is solution requirements. And the final one is transition requirements. So, forthcoming, going forward, like if you are engaged to a particular project, whatever the requirements you are going to gather, those requirements are going to fall in any one of this category. Okay, so I'm going to explain you all these 4 types of requirements in detail with an example, so that you can understand what is the difference between business requirements and user or stakeholder requirements and function requirements, solution requirements, and transition requirements. Okay, so first we will see with business requirements. So business requirements are nothing but what the business is demanding, or what the project is demanding, or application, or product, or program is demanding. It is nothing but a business requirement. So always remember, business requirements are given at high level. These are known as high level requirements, and these business requirements explains about the goals and objectives of the business. Okay, so it is not going to deal with a user or a group of users. It is going to explain the goals and objectives of a business, like why the client is implementing this project, what is his objective or what is his goal, and what is the metrics that we are going to use to measure the success of this project. Okay, so business requirements are going to explain all these things, and we will develop, or we will identify the business requirements by doing enterprise analysis. So we have seen the different enterprise analysis, like Pareto analysis, SWOT analysis, gap analysis. So by doing that, we are going to identify business requirements. Okay. Now, what is a business requirement? Let me give an example. Suppose, let us take a startup company. Okay, we will name that company as a ABC company. Now there is a ABC company. Now ABC company started doing its operations with 15 to 20 members. Like in these 15 there are HR department and developers, testers, and everything. They started their company, and while that is in the initial stage, the HR department was paying wages to all these employees by calculating manually. That means in Excel sheets they used to calculate. As there are only 15 employees, what they used to do is, like, they will take each employee's number of days present, number of days working number of days in a month, and how many days he was present and how many days he was absent, what is his salary, everything they used to calculate through Excel sheet. Okay, now after 6 or 7 months, this company was developed very well, and the strength of employees was increased from 15 to 20 to 150 or 200 employees. Now it is becoming very difficult for the HR department to calculate these wages every month manually. Initially there was only 15 to 20. It was very easy, but as the employee strength was increasing, it made very difficult. Okay, so they are spending the entire HR department was spending only in the preparing of these wages, that is salary slips, throughout the month. So what they decided is, they decided to have a automatic payroll system. So the management decided to implement a automatic payroll system, an application, that is automatic payroll system, where, like, the system should calculate the wages of each and every employee automatically. Okay, without any errors, and with faster, like with accurate speed. Okay, so the thought that management got, that is to implement automatic payroll system, is nothing but business requirement. That means business is demanding this requirement. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now if I want to give another example, suppose now you people are staying in US. Now you got an idea to open a supermarket in US. Now you have opened a supermarket. In the initial stages, only a few members are walking into your supermarket. How the process is going is, the customers are walking into the supermarket, they are picking the products, and they are coming to the billing counter, and you are sitting at the billing counter. So once the customer is coming in, you are checking the product whatever they have taken, and you are seeing the price of that product on that particular product, and you are doing the that is total by using a calculator. Okay, so as days are passing on, your supermarket become very famous, and the number of customers walking into your supermarket was increased rapidly. Now